Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Since Richard Nixon removed the U.S. currency from the gold standard and introduced the petrodollar system, we have seen the fast depreciation of the U.S. dollar over the last several years. Following the demise of the Bretton Woods gold standard in the early 1970s, the United States reached an agreement with Saudi Arabia to regulate oil prices in dollars. The petrodollar system was formed as a result of this agreement, as was a trend away from fixed exchange rates and gold-backed currencies and toward non-backed, floating-rate regimes. The petrodollar system raised the U.S. dollar to the rank of international reserve currency, and as a result, the U.S. has persistent trade deficits and is a worldwide economic hegemony. The petrodollar system also generates excess U.S. dollar reserves for oil-producing nations, which must be recycled. These excess dollars are spent on domestic consumption, loaned overseas to underdeveloped countries to fulfill their balance of payments, or invested in U.S. dollar-denominated assets. This final factor is the most favorable to the U.S. currency since petrodollars returned to the country. These recycled dollars are used to buy U.S. assets such as treasury bills, resulting in more liquidity in financial markets, lower interest rates, and non-inflationary growth. However, the Wall Street Journal published an article the other day with the heading, "Saudi Arabia considers accepting the yuan as payment for Chinese oil sales instead of dollars." Although it has not been proven, but if this occurs, the petrodollar system as we know it would be destroyed. And we are seeing the value of the U.S. dollar plummeting. Furthermore, the rumor that Saudi Arabia does not want President Biden to meet with him is something that we should all be worried about as well. This proves that the United States' supremacy on the global playing field is eroding, and it is something that we cannot ignore any longer. Furthermore, the Wall Street Journal said that the Fed hiked interest rates by 25 basis points for the first time since 2018. However, there is some concern that the Fed should be wary of raising interest rates because it may harm the stock market. This did not occur the last two times the Fed hiked interest rates. Remember that the Fed wants to increase rates at a time when the economy is moving in the right direction. People who buy in equities are looking forward to what is likely to happen, and investors have known for some time that the Fed will hike interest rates this year or next. Also, the hikes in the federal funds rate in February 1994 and June 2004 gave the stock market more opportunity to grow, and the same might happen again this time. On the other hand, there is a widespread belief that U.S. monetary policy has reached its limit and that it is nearly time to reverse direction. Like when the federal funds rate reached a low point in late 2008, the Fed began a quantitative easing program of acquiring treasury bills and mortgage-backed securities to keep interest rates low. This accumulation of Fed assets was not a concern during the prior two phases of monetary tightening. However, the Fed declared in October that it would be discontinuing its asset-buying programs. The present goal does not seem to be to sell these securities, but rather to store them until they mature, allowing the Fed holdings to steadily diminish over time. No matter how you look at it, inflation continues to outpace the rate of growth in interest rates. This is critical to understand. We must wait and watch what happens next, but if there is any hint that further inflation is on the way, then the demise of the U.S. dollar is near. Do you think the U.S. dollar will be overtaken? Furthermore, Europe's largest energy traders have called on governments and central banks to provide emergency assistance to avoid a cash crunch. In a letter seen by the Financial Times, the European Federation of Energy Traders said the industry needed time-limited emergency liquidity support to ensure that wholesale gas and power markets continued to function. Also, as just a refresher, XRP was designed to be a liquidity solution, so keep it in the back of your mind at all times. And David Schwartz recently indicated that XRP is a technology that can assist in settling disputes in 3 seconds and that it is a neutral bridging asset. So the technology is available, but the banks and other incumbents are unwilling to embrace change. And finally, the Security and Exchange Commission is on the radar of members of Congress. The Security and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler has received a letter from Darren Soto, Tom Emmer, Warren Davidson, and a few other members of Congress, demanding an explanation about the overburdensome crypto information gathering procedure. At the very least, some members of Congress are fed up with the Security and Exchange Commission. The problem is that there are practical experts with practical answers who continually talk to Gary Gensler about how things could flourish, but he is not interested in hearing them since he is too busy making money. So, will the congressman really put a foot on what the regulators have been doing? Also, back to the Security and Exchange Commission versus Ripple case. James Phelan, a Connecticut-based attorney who specializes in securities litigation and regulatory compliance, has published a schedule with the forthcoming due dates in the Security and Exchange Commission versus Ripple case. The lawyer added that, although the crucial DPP battle is still continuing, the court judgments on the requests to strike the fair notice defense and to dismiss the proceedings against each individual defendant were milestones in the case. The picture was created by XRP community member Stedes, who used the legal agenda of attorney Phelan as an influence. In the picture, Stedes has written, "Now that Judge Torres has denied the motions of both the Security and Exchange Commission and Ripple, there are 3 deadlines and extensions that are triggered by this. First, the Security and Exchange Commission has to respond to 776 requests for admissions that relate to the Ripple, lack of due process and fair notice, affirmative defense. Magistrate Judge Ned Byrne gave the Security and Exchange Commission until 30 days after District Judge Torres denied the regulators' motion to strike, so the regulators must provide those responses to Ripple and the individual defendants no later than April 11, 2022. We will not see those responses at that time because they will be provided directly to Ripple and the individual defendants. We may learn more about those responses at the summary judgment stage. Second, now that the individual defendants' motions to dismiss have been denied, the individual defendants must file an answer to the first amended complaint, and then the Security and Exchange Commission and the individual defendants agreed, in the initial case management plan back in February 2021, to a limited additional discovery period of 120 days from the date of the decision on the motions to dismiss. So some, probably limited, fact and expert discovery on selected issues could occur during that 120-day period regarding the individual defendants. That limited additional discovery period ends on July 8, 2022 finally, the deadline for the parties to exchange their respective statements of material facts pursuant to Local Civil Rule 56.1 and their pre-motion letters regarding motions for summary judgment was adjourned signed die. No specific date set, pending resolution of the motions to dismiss and strike. Now that these motions have been decided, a deadline can be scheduled, although it has not been yet. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that the prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.